Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is SewRena, and in today's video I'm going to be sewing up a very special dress for my little one. It's been a while since she's allowed me to sew for her, and this she specifically requested and designed herself. So I look forward to sewing this up, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and now let's get into the pattern and the materials. For today's pattern, I'll be using Butterick 7421, and I'm making view A. I've noticed lately that she's been really into patterns with yokes, so that was interesting to notice because I really like yokes as well. She chose her fabric and we went with cotton from my stash. This is an old Joann's cotton that I've had for years. It's lemon printed, and I paired it with a contrasting gingham fabric and green and white trim. And you'll see me add those trims later on in the video, but she chose everything. I'm the one who chose like the green ribbon trim for the bow that you can see in view A. But apart from that, I was just following directions, and I was really excited to see her vision for this dress come through because it's everything that I would have chosen if given the opportunity. I don't really make her dresses often very much. If you've been following me for any length of time, then you know we have an on and off sewing relationship between the two of us. I used to make all of her dresses up until she was old enough to choose, and so now she's very much a t-shirt and shorts kind of girl. However, her mind was changed when we went to her first car show, which was the Corvair show a couple months ago, and now she's dead set on wearing dresses to car shows, especially as we get closer to getting the Corvair going. And if you haven't been following or keeping up with my shorts, it is running now, and now we're doing the final tweaks because we didn't actually get to diagnose any of the issues while the car was running because we just took it completely down. It had really bad oil leaks. So now that it is running, we're able to address some of the things that might have been there the whole time that we just didn't know. So she chose this fabric because it matched my car. She wants yellow dresses, yellow accessories, yellow everything. And so she just picked from the yellow in my stash, and she really liked this lemon print, and I'm really glad she chose it because I love this fabric, but I think the print was a little bit too tiny for me, so it looks really good on a smaller scale dress. The yellow gingham is scrap fabric from my stash. I want to talk about the finishings. My daughter doesn't wear dresses frequently, so I didn't think it was worth spending a ton of time on all of the finishings. Of course, the construction is really good, and I'm really proud of it, but I did pink a lot of the seams because this is cotton, so I think it'll hold up to a good pink, and it's not going to get a whole lot of wear, so it's not going to fray and just get damaged. Like, she's going to wear it until it doesn't fit anymore, but because she doesn't wear dresses frequently, it'll probably get 4 wears probably before she's too big. So to start off this bodice, I did put the darts in earlier, then I attached the sleeves of the bodice, and then I top stitched the yoke on. Top stitching the yoke will bring the front of the bodice and the back of the bodice together at the shoulder seams. Once they are connected, it's time to start working on the collar, and I want to add rickrack as trim since I didn't have any kind of ruffle lace trim like the pattern art had. So I add that on at 5/8, and then I put the other piece of the facing on the collar. The collar and the cuffs match, so while I'm working on the collar, I go ahead and repeat the same steps on the cuffs, first by sewing the rickrack down, making sure that it's sewn. The center of the rickrack is directly on the 5/8 seam allowance for this pattern because when it flips it right side out, only half of the rickrack should show, giving a scalloped edge. And then I go around with my scissors, cut off the remaining seam allowance, and make sure you clip your corners. To avoid having to worry about that, you can use pinking shears, and then I flip it over and press it smooth, and then I have a beautiful scalloped edge. I set the cuffs aside because I'm going to have to put those on last because at this point we're still working with the bodice not sewn up at the side seams. So now you pull out the skirt, front and back. They're going to match perfectly. This buttons up the back, but it doesn't have a placket, so it's relatively loose, so you can put it on like a shirt, and there's some elastic that goes on only on the back of the skirt at the waistline that cinches it in after the fact. So this is the transition between like the toddler size dresses and the child size dresses before they end up in zips, so it still has buttons. So I gathered that down using 2 long basting stitches, and then I sew that on the front and the back of the bodices. And at this point, even though we're working on the skirt, the side seams are still open. You can really tell the difference between the toddler sizes and the girl sizes, even though the dresses are relatively identical, but the fact that the girl sizes now have darts in the front of the bust, as well as they cut out the placket and started adding the elastic at the waistband, and some of them you have the drawing with the girls wearing belts, whereas before it would be a sash or no belt at all. I'm not gonna lie, seeing these slight changes and adjustments in the dresses that I've been making for years is a little bit sad, but also really exciting to see her in a more mature dress, even though it's literally the exact same style, but just like the little hints is things that I noticed as a mom and the person who's making her clothes. So once the skirt pieces are put on, then it's okay for you to go ahead and sew up those side seams, because that's the only way you're going to be able to put the cuff on. Also, this was a very quick make, and I've already pulled some fabrics to make another version because she really wanted us to match, but I don't have enough lemon fabric, so I'm going to make another dress with fabric she likes that I already have a dress for. I love this style cuff. It's kind of like a faux French cuff look, like it splits and kind of, it doesn't flare, but you could very easily add a point to it and make it flare. If the collar is pointy and it has cuffs like this, then the cuffs are usually pointy as well. And if the collar is rounded, then the cuffs are rounded. Then I use bias tape to finish off the raw edges on the cuff, and then I hem the skirt, add my little ribbon at the neck, and the dress is done. I am so impressed with her little style and how it's manifested, especially since I don't get to sew for her often. Seeing the changes over a length of time is really astounding to me. If you haven't already, please consider liking this video, sharing it, leaving me a comment down below. The best free way to support this channel is to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support me any further, you can leave me a virtual tip over on Ko-fi or become a bobbin over on Patreon. I would absolutely love to have you. And this is the final dress. It doesn't fit the dress form, so I put it on there best I could, but I'm so happy with how it turned out, and she absolutely adores her decision and she's really excited to wear it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!